Finally. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to my live commentary for the MCU's version of this classic Marvel character that's made over $2 billion for the MCU, even though Sony owns it, which is why it's not on Disney Plus. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Yes, the first of the three movies that Tom Holland has done by himself without the rest of the Avengers mostly. And this is a really good movie. I mean, I saw it in the theater back in 2017. It won me over, after the Amazing films let me flat. And even though it got some criticism from some people calling it Iron Man Jr., which no, it's not. You guys are full of shit. It's a good movie. It gave me the fun that the Raimi films gave me back in the 2000s. And even though it's flawed, this movie is a lot less boring than Amazing Spider-Man. So let's get to it. So I'm not delaying it anymore. Let's get to it. There's the Sony logo. Unfortunately, when I heard when I heard the Spider-Man score from the cartoon, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do it. The Police Story movies, I haven't seen all of them. I've seen Super Cop, and I think that was it. And yeah, that was one of the only ones I saw. And I think like Jackie Chan's First Strike, which I think is like the second one or something. And this movie takes place right after the first Avengers movie. That's why they have pictures. And again, where the hell is this movie on Disney Plus? It's nowhere. And there's Michael Keaton, who was in Morbius, but in a forced scene that nobody asked for. How is that movie not on Disney Plus? Or the Venom movies? Or Kraven the Hunter, which is coming out next year? At least Michael Keaton, they kept him a villain, and they did not make him an anti-hero. And there's the Tinkerer, who's another villain that I never heard of. And Keaton is always going to be my Batman. No matter how good Robert is, or Ben Affleck, or whatever, he's still my Batman. My cinematic Batman. That's the Avengers Tower at the end of the first movie. And that's the creature that landed in the middle of Manhattan. One of those big creatures. And yeah, the movie, it has continuity with the MCU, yet where is this movie, Disney Plus? Oh, we can't pay Sony for the rights. Well, guess what? I have the Blu-ray because I want to keep this movie. I want to be able to watch it whenever I choose to. If I want to watch the movies in 2017 on Disney Plus, there's some that are missing. I'm like, you have Thor Ragnarok is there, and Guardians 2, but not this one? How dare you, Disney? Paid Sony the rights and you could put them on Disney Plus. You and your stupid rights issues. This lady was in one of the Dirty Harry movies. This old lady. She's only in one or two scenes. Plus, I like that Toombs is not doing this for to take over the world. He is doing this for his family, which he has a good motivation. And unlike Scarlet Witch, who I did like in Multiverse of Madness, he's not killing people left and right. And nothing against Elizabeth Olsen, Josh. She is intimidating, but there's only one Batman. Scarlet Witch has been voiced by many actresses in the past, but there's only one Michael Keaton. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm Batman. Yeah, in the fourth one, he got to fight underwater with real sharks and water, which is crazy. Yeah, I haven't seen all the Police Story movies in its original language because I've seen the dub version. Yep, there's Tony Stark. Yep, he's in this movie, guys. I have a Funko Pop of him from this movie. And can we please have a Spider-Man villain that doesn't hate Tony? Think about that. Do not get another Spider-Man villain to hate Tony if he's not around anymore. It was refreshing that in No Way Home, none of the villains even know who Tony Stark was. Mainly, the Sandman and the Goblin and Doctor Octopus and also none of them knew Tony. The world is changing. Yeah, I know, Keaton. We know after what happened with COVID, the world is not the same anymore. 8 years later, yeah. 27%, yeah. And this movie, yeah, was a huge hit at the box office. One of the biggest summer movies behind Wonder Woman, of course. But that movie got a sequel that was not as good as the first one, I'll just say. This one, yeah, Far From Home and No Way Home, wow. Huge steps up, especially with the scale. Granted, I love this movie more than Far From Home because the villain was better. Keaton's Vulture was a hard act to follow. Mysterio did fine. You know, Jake Gyllenhaal did fine as Mysterio, but he's just not as scary as the Vulture. Just shows you that Jackie Chan is one of the greatest Hong Kong action stars as well as stunt guys of all time. He risks his life doing insane stunts. Yeah, and he's still alive to prove it. He's got battle scars, but yep. Here comes the Spider-Man theme. When I heard this in the theater, I got chills. It was the first time we heard that music in a long time. And yet it's not on Disney Plus. What is your problem? Seriously. This movie's not even on Hulu. When I heard that music in the theater, I was like, wow, we're getting the MCU Spider-Man. Yeah, he's younger and played by Vinto, but here's the thing. At least they respected the character. They didn't make him a stupid bad suit like in Amazing Spider-Man, and it didn't turn into Batman and Robin with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Filmed by Peter Parker. There's Happy Hogan. I did a podcast for this movie on Facebook, but not here. Crime Story is a very underrated Jackie Chan movie, one of his most serious, dark, grittiest films. And I'm glad they didn't kill Happy off in these movies because they tried to kill him off in Iron Man 3, which was a waste of his talent anyway. Favreau didn't direct it, so he was in the film. They explained what Peter did before he fought in Civil War. They gave him an iron suit. So what, guys? Spidey has had tons of different suits. Hell, Miles doesn't even get a suit until like halfway through Into the Spider-Verse, and they call that movie a masterpiece. Yeah, he's using a Spider-Man costume like this in Into the Spider-Verse before he gets his black suit and the hoodie. Nice Mario Kart shirt. Well, thanks, man. I'm not a big fan of Mario Kart. I do play it, but I'm not. I'm more of a Mario fan from his platformers. You know, because that's what I grew up with, and the RPGs as well. This is awesome. He does like Deadpool. Yep, he stole his shield. This was great, breaking the fourth wall. This is what's the similarities between him and Deadpool, and they're in the same freaking universe. So put them together. I can watch Tom Holland and freaking Ryan Reynolds just talk to each other in those costumes, and that would make me laugh because they're both similar. They're both foreigners that play characters that wear red masks. Yeah, except Deadpool is a much more violent character. There's Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, you will never be able to replace him, Marvel. That's why Tom Cruise is fine doing Top Gun Maverick and the Mission Impossible sequels. You don't need him in the MCU. Unless he's going to play a villain that's completely different, like Mr. Sinister or something, yeah. Do not make him Iron Man. So, Skippy, I hope. Yeah. I love this movie so much, man. Because it gave me what I wanted. Amazing Spider-Man, I was so bored. I was like, this is not Spider-Man. This is just the Raimi films with the Dark Knight's paint on. Just telling me you're working for the Avengers. I hate Queens. I'm not a fan of living there. I've been there many times, but I get lost every single time. That's why I don't. It's one of the reasons I don't go to Queens, guys. I'm going to go next year because my brothers are getting married, but that's it. After that, done. I wash my hands with Queens. I just don't like it. Even it's one of the reasons why Coming to America is not my favorite Eddie Murphy movie because my problem with that movie is the location, not the the Zamunda or the black people. No. would do. I'll do anything I wouldn't do. I'm the only one in the chat. Yeah, because again, it's 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and little Sim he doesn't have to see this. He can see this later. I had to do this early because the movie's almost 2 hours. Yeah, they don't call him until he has that until Infinity War when he gets that message on his arm, which was amazing. I mean, he's on a bus and his arm is like his hairs are going up and he's like, and people were clapping. He didn't even get in the suit yet and they were clapping. That's how invested people are in the MCU. You can't give us mediocrity like Black Widow and Eternals. You have to give us something different that works, like Shang-Chi and Far From Home. I mean, No Way Home, and even the last Thor movie. It was different than the last one, than Ragnarok. The only thing is that with Ragnarok was better because it was more focused. It didn't have a joke every 2 minutes. Here it doesn't either because it's telling us a different story. Peter's early years when he was, before he was a college-bound kid. Now, and the thing is that Miss Marvel reminded me of this and Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, it did. With the Marvels, we're going to get a great movie. I know it because I'm like, and there's Flash Thompson, played by a Hispanic this time, that looks like one of my friends. Betty Brant, no, don't like this version. She looks like she's 12 here, guys. Josh says that Catherine Newton looks too young for me. She's 25 years old. This girl was 16 when she did this movie. I felt so dirty watching her in the theater. I'm sorry, I can't look at a little girl. I like women, not children. Not little girls. How come Little Sims asks weird questions? Because he's a kid. He's 14, Salvatore. 14. He's a bit. He was too young to watch this movie in the theater when it came out. He was like 11 years old. He's a kid. He was like 10 or 11 years old back in 2011. He was a little boy. I wasn't. I was. Yep, that's a better scene than The Rise of Skywalker. Hey-oh! Yep. Yeah. A Lego Emperor, which is what he should be. He shouldn't be in Rise of Skywalker. That was a freaking sham. And this movie's better than The Last Jedi, if anyone asks. It's shorter, it doesn't have a lot of padding, and it's a different movie. It's not. Let's subvert. This movie subverted people's expectations because after Amazing Spider-Man 2, this couldn't be that. Is that a Mothra T-shirt? I think it is. Yeah. There's Liz Allen, played by a black girl. Yeah, that is Mothra. Liz freaking Allen, yeah, played by the gorgeous girl from BlacKkKlansman. And yes, this Peter Parker likes black girls. He likes black girls like I do. So again, there's nothing wrong with that. He's not woke, guys. Get over it. We live in a universe now with Sony where interracial couples exist. We have this movie and Far From Home and No Way Home and Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, Miles is black and Latino and he likes a white girl. Again, there is nothing wrong with that. Stop acting like it's a sin. This isn't 1925 anymore. So you're 23 years older than him. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm way older than him. He's a kid. He's in high school. I was in college years ago, and I'm an influencer now. Soon I'm going to either recruit into the military or the Navy, or I'm going to do something else. I need to do something with my life in the month of August. Homecoming. She's cute. Yes, she's mixed. What's her name? Laura Harrier. There's Zendaya, who's not in the film that much. So if Little Sim misses it, it's okay. Here she looks like she's tired because she did so many films at that time. She has big, gorgeous lips. Yeah, this guy was in the last two movies. He didn't need to be in the film. This film he didn't need to be in No Way Home. Like the teachers from the last movie and Betty, they're literally cameos. You should do martial arts. You become a warrior. I will once I get a full-time job or a part-time job. I will. because I need to defend myself from these losers at Comic-Con that try to touch me. I'm like, no, don't touch the Flash. I'm going to dress up as the Flash. No, you don't. She's dead. Yeah, Peter. And I could relate with this Peter more than 30-year-old Andrew Garfield. I'm sorry. I couldn't deal with him as Spidey. Yes, he had his moments in No Way Home, but that's only because he had a good script. He didn't have a Batman or Robin script. This part I'm going to mute. To see when he goes to the sandwich shop, yeah, this was not needed. I think this could have been cut. Mr. Delmar, he's just there to set up. He's just there to set up the he's there to set up that his store is going to get attacked in 30 minutes into the movie. I'm not stupid. I know what you said. So the cat's cute. Oh, wait a minute. That scene was shorter than I thought. Yeah, he says it's hot Italian woman. I'm like, yeah, because Marissa Tomei is hot. I know, we get it. Did someone try to assault you at Comic-Con? No, but they won't. This is when he changes into a suit. Very Superman or, the Tobey Maguire movies. He's near a dumpster, just like Tobey Maguire was in Spider-Man 2. But like I said, I don't need Tom Holland to sound like this in every movie. Like, oh my God, I'm talking like this. I'm talking like this. You don't need to do that. There's a reason Matt Lintz exists. He sounds just like Tom Holland, and he's not faking an accent. Go see Miss Marvel. Yeah. Go see Miss Marvel and see how what Tom Holland would have sounded like if he really was American. And funnier. Because I think he's funnier than Tom Holland. I'm sorry. My friend Josh is going to disagree, but guess what, Josh? Lintz was hilarious and never had a costume. That last episode of Miss Marvel where he's dancing and distracting, that was total Peter Parker right there. And he could be a Spider-Man, I'm telling you. When Holland's gone, maybe he'll take his place. I don't know. Or he's going to do that freshman Spider-Man show that's going to be on Disney Plus. That hasn't been cast yet. So it's going to take place before this. Is this your bike? I don't know. Don't steal it. You saw he's on a cell. Thoughts on Kempo? I don't know what that is. That's awesome. Right next to the American flag. Spider-Man, guy! Spider-Man. Hey, Spider-Man, do a flip! That's great, yeah. And also, this is the last Spider-Man movie that Stan Lee did a cameo for, live action-wise. Because Venom doesn't count. Spider-Man's not in that movie. We need a Spider-Person in one of these villain movies. Because who's the hero? Venom is not a hero. Morbius is not a hero. Kraven the Hunter, he's not a hero. He's a villain. That's like making a Joker movie and there's no Batman, but it worked. Why? You got a great director working. But that would be like if you did a Poison Ivy movie and there's no good guy in it. There's Stan Lee, man. Rest in peace, man. I miss you. The creator of this franchise. Without him, there will be no Spider-Verse anywhere, live action or animated. And let's face it, they made it into the Spider-Verse animated so they can win an Oscar, and also so they can say it's different from the MCU. It is, but that seizure-inducing animation at the end was too much. Don't do that in Across the Spider-Verse, please. I don't need pink lights hitting me in the face like this, like every 2 seconds. No, I'm very sensitive. I have sensitive eyes. I don't suffer from seizures, but I don't want a headache. That's the martial arts that Jess Speakman does. Well, it's interesting. It's using your hands a lot. That's a tech suit. So what? It's something different. Garfield's suit, I wish it looked like this. It didn't. In the second movie, it did, but the script was so bad. That movie was so overstuffed, boring, and the villains were a joke. Yeah, the guys are breaking into the See, you need a Spider-Man. You can't do a villain movie without him. It just doesn't make any sense. What's next? You're gonna do a Flash movie without Flash. You're gonna do like a reverse Flash movie or a Captain Boomerang spinoff without Flash. You can't do that. You have to have someone to cheer for. Villain movies just don't work. I'm sorry, they don't work. Joker was lightning in a bottle because it was a drama, not a freaking superhero movie. That's Avengers. No, they look, and also Spider-Man doesn't punch. See No Way Home, and you'll see that's a lie because he was punching the Green Goblin that wanted to kill him. He, thoughts on Expendables movies? The first movie is great. Second movie is fine. Third movie is god awful. It's an anti-gravity gun. CGI dollar bills, guys. It's funny, yeah. It's not the Avengers. These guys are wearing COVID masks a couple years before COVID happened. What's up, Iron Lantern? What's up? I'm doing Homecoming. Yeah, this is the last one I need to do until No Way Home. When I get that one, I'll try to do that one in the fall if I could get my hands on it. Because August I got a lot of podcasts to do. Yeah, Mr. Delmar, his shop gets blown up. I'm like, why didn't he evacuate? Oh yeah, because he didn't know that he was going to get attacked. You know, New York City gets attacked by one of these Marvel villains every single time, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, so Delmar looks Arabic. He doesn't look. He looks like a character from Miss Marvel, not from a Spider-Man movie. Plus, he never came back. He was not in Far From Home or No Way Home, and he won't be in the next movie because you know. And why is he telling Happy that everything that happens? I mean, I know he's a kid, but yeah, which is still there, by the way. And I will always appreciate Favreau for what he did with Iron Man and with Mando. Yeah, without him, we wouldn't have Mando, guys. And Captain Kennedy will never fire him because he saved Star Wars. You didn't. You're an asshole. You're almost 70 years old and you should retire. She should have been out of the game years ago, but she wants to stay because she hates her she hates her fans. Yeah, she should have been out of the game years ago, like they said in Liar Liar. Simmons is old. Yeah, Captain Kennedy's old, guys. Billy Blanks, he's done some pretty good movies, some decent films in the '90s. He had a cameo in The Last Boy Scout, which is weird because he's playing football and then he kills himself, which is really dark. Like that's unsettlingly dark for a action comedy from the early '90s. They would never do that in a movie today, unless it's R-rated and it's not funny. Like they like, yeah. This is when Ned sees him in the suit. I'm like, yeah. Always check your back, Peter. Miles too, because he's gonna meet Miles in the next movie, and he better not be played by a Binto. I'm telling you that right now. Don't do it. Look, watch. He dropped his Death Star on the floor. From YouTube. At least he found out early. Yeah, and I'm gonna miss Aunt May because she died in the last movie, and it brought some emotional weight. That's why people were invested. When people died in Eternals, I didn't feel anything. I felt like my pulse was just like non-existent. Because when Gilgamesh died, I'm like, really? The Asian guy dies? Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Well, now they don't remember him because of what happened in Far From No Way Home. Is Minions of Rise of Group better than Rise of Skywalker? It has to be. It's shorter. Ha! Your voice cracked. Yeah, this is a reference to Uncle Ben. with everything that's happened to her. Wink. You don't need the origin again, guys. This movie took notes from, well, the Batman took notes from this movie. It did not do the origin again. It brought the hero in the first 5 minutes, which is great. I'm grateful for that. And even though that movie's too long, Billy Blanks still does Tybo to this day. He looks great in shape even for 67. Wow, he's 67? He's older than my dad. That's mental. Yeah, he has some Star Wars toys right here. There's a nice plug for Disney because, they're going to milk Star Wars until Kathleen Kennedy is either fired or dies. So. And his aunt looks like an aunt. He doesn't look like his grandmother. I know in the comics she looks old, but it's Peter's aunt, not his grandmother. Marvel aunt. My aunt never looked like that. She never had white hair. And rest her soul, man. I miss you. I miss you so much. Yeah, but like I said, she never had white hair. She had like, excuse me. Don't worry, I don't have COVID. I'm just using a fan. Did Gru earn his rise while Ray didn't? Yeah, because he's funny and he's cute. He's a cute character when he's a little boy, and now, they're doing the Despicable Me 4. Did you know Billy Blanks has an appearance in Lionheart? Yeah, I think he has it's a cameo though. The Asian guy flirting with her, yeah, because again, everybody says she's hot. Because Marissa Tomei won an Oscar. Of course she can act, guys. She did it when she was younger. And yes, Miles is mentioned in this movie because the Prowler's in this movie. He was in this movie before Into the Spider-Verse. Did you know Billy Blanks? Yeah, I know. I already read that. What that's the 21st Street Station. Isn't that the one from Godzilla? No, that's 23rd Street, not 21st Street. I've seen that station before, the E and the M train. No, he's not a female spider, dude. Wink, wink. Venom, no. And what's the thing? How is Tom Holland going to meet Venom? Unless you put him as the villain in 4, I don't think it's going to work any other way because you got to stop cock teasing, guys. Venom has been in 2 movies and they both sucked without Spidey. He has a cameo at the end of No Way Home and it's like, "We are drunk," and I'm like, yeah, it's still a little bit cringe. There he is. Yep, the original Captain America. Now we have Anthony Mackie as Falcon's Captain America, which is fine, guys. He's black. Get over it. Because Captain Britain didn't do anything. She's played by a Binto that can't act, and every time they put her in a Marvel movie, she just looks depressed. I'm like, yeah, because you're never going to be as cool as Steve Rogers. Ever. You're a Binto. You had your own show and it still failed. Because Marvel doesn't care about you. That's why Scarlet Witch beat you just like that. You might as well have been snapped away. There's a reason Endgame she had no major scenes. She's in a flashback, and then she dances with Cap at the end. That's it. There's your great character. Ned is not annoying. I know that Filmmaster Adam hated him. I'm like, no, he's not annoying. He's a kid. He's gonna say, did Gru immediately become a supervillain the same way Ray had powers? No, because he was built up to that, and he's not. Oh yeah, that's the Spanish kid that was in Bumblebee. And let's face it, Catherine Newton is way better looking than this girl. Then what was her name? Anguirus Rice? Yeah, that's a stupid name. Anguirus? What are you, a Godzilla monster? Or Anger Rice, whatever? Yeah, you look like a little girl. Which do you like better, Michael Jai White or Wesley Snipes? Either one is good. They're equally to me. Oh, that's that non-binary thing. Toto, whatever his name is. You're a boy. Stop trying to dress like you're a girl. You're not a girl, okay? I have eyes. I know I can see everything. Oh, you're beautiful. Yes, this has a very diverse cast. It does, but it's not forced. Of course, he's there. He's the main character. But that's the thing with Holland is a different take. He's not stealing from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and he's not like Andrew Garfield. I'm sorry, it was too much. With Garfield, the writing they gave him was just terrible. How dare you? And that's him. That's him for the whole freaking movie. He's emo, and I didn't need that in the first Amazing Spider-Man. It was too much. And the long hair, the flat top hair that he had, like Edward Cullen, it didn't do me any favors either. There's a fourth Captain America movie. Yes, New World Order, NWO. And this movie, there's a while before there's an action scene, but besides the bank robbery, because it's more of a comedy. While this is not as good as Shazam or Deadpool, it's still better than the Amazing films. Did you know Tobey Maguire was in an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger? Yeah, when he was a kid, because that was in 1994. I was a kid. Yeah, but he didn't show up because Spider-Man is not supposed to be a parlor trick. He's a superhero. It's like Venom. Why is Venom in a freaking rave in Venom 2? It doesn't make any sense. He should be killing something or eating somebody, not... I am out of the Eddie closet. I'm like, oh god. See, that's cringe. That is freaking cringe. There's nothing gay like that in this movie. You're so cute. She's got a great smile. And she's not queer like Kiersey Clemens. Yes, that's a problem for me, guys. Yeah, when a girl doesn't know what they're into, it's kind of hard for me to date a question mark. I have to have a definite, a guarantee, not a freaking maybe. Exactly. How about a magic trick? Yeah, that's funny. I miss Screen Junkies movie fights, man. So Tom Holland wasn't even born in 1994. He was born after that. Yeah, I think 96 or something like that, like 96 or 97. He was not even around in 94. That's weird. A lot of these kiddos were not. Because in every movie he sounds like this. So Tom Holland, in every single movie. He tells like this, and like it doesn't work in every movie. He does it in Cherry. He does it in that movie with Robert Pattinson on Netflix. He did it in Spies in Disguise. He sounds more like Zac Efron than himself. He sounds like that in Onward. He sounds like that in Chaos Walking. Please let him sound different. Either use your real accent or just don't talk. Because like I said, in every movie, if he sounds like Peter, I'm like, it's hard to distinguish him when he sounds the same in everything. It's like Liam Hemsworth. I'm going to do an American accent and everything, even though I'm Australian. I can't act for shit. But hey, that's nobody's perfect, right? There's also fifth Avengers and sixth. Yeah, they're called the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. I know, but Yelena's not going to be there. She's probably going to be dead soon. There's the Prowler, played by Donald Glover, who, yes, he's the uncle of Miles. Yeah. And he's also going to be Lando in the Disney Plus show, which is fine. It's just Lando. There's no Emilia Clarke this time. It's just him by himself before he met Han. Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi was great. I don't care what anybody says. There's Bokeem Woodbine. He was in, The Big Hit. There's Logan Marshall Green, who should have been Venom. He looks just like Tom Hardy, and unlike Tom Hardy, he unlike Tom Hardy, he doesn't have to sound like a grunge thing, like I'm drunk. No, that's a stupid voice. And by the way, the Prowler did not die in this continuity. He didn't get snapped away either. Stop acting like Miles doesn't exist in this continuity. He does. He will. The only way that Tom Holland is going to be able to pass the torch is to have a Spidey that's going to be bankable after he's gone. Bokeem Woodbine was also in Sniper 2. Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. He was in the remake of Total Recall. Unfortunately, I feel bad for him that It's a good actor. Yeah, Logan Marshall Green did a better Venom movie called Upgrade, which I do need to see this summer. In August, I'll watch it. Because the No Way Home was a freaking, that was an event. That was not just a movie you had to stream on Disney Plus, because it's not on Disney Plus. They did that on purpose. You couldn't watch it on Disney Plus for $30. It was only in theaters. And don't worry, Josh. The next Spider-Man movie, I'm going to beat you to it. I'll see it in the theater before you get your chance to. Favorite sniper movie in the franchise, the first one. Puppy, whoopee, whoopee! Puppy, whoopee! Yeah. Yep, and he caused collateral damage to several houses, actually. But hey, if Man of Steel can do it, then so can Spidey. Daredevil will have a series on Disney Plus, I know. I'm not a big fan of the title, though. Man, Queens is a big place. Watch his eyes break. Watch. They got scared. Hey, at least it wasn't Deadpool. That's on Disney Plus. Yes, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are on Disney Plus and Logan. How? Because they're Fox movies. They don't have to fight for the rights anymore because Fox is owned by Disney now. But it doesn't mean that Deadpool is a Disney movie. It is not, guys. Do not let your kids watch it. Both movies or Logan, because they're not meant for kids. This isn't even a kids movie, but it's more family friendly. There's Vulture. Oof. Really scary here, man. Do you think Dolph Lundgren was perfect cast as a Punisher? He did fine. The spider shoot. I like Thomas Jane a little bit more, though. He could have drowned. What? We're almost an hour in. 40%. There's Iron Man, but it's his costume. He's not actually there. When Matt Murdock appeared in No Way Home, we all knew Daredevil was going to be in the MCU. Yeah, but he's just Matt Murdock. He's not in the Daredevil costume. They want to steal the movie from Spidey. Punisher 1989 and 2004 so underrated. Yeah, I haven't seen the Netflix show, but I will sometime. Yeah, he's in Miss Marvel's land. Yeah, close to it, close enough. India, that's near Pakistan, so. Tosan James was a great actor. Yeah, he would have, because Cap is way stronger than Peter, especially this Peter. Even Falcon is stronger than he is. Robert Downey Jr. is still the greatest. He steals every scene from Peter, because I'm like, Robert just is the MCU. Without him, the MCU would have never gotten off the ground. Because if Phase 1 was a failure, we wouldn't be in Phase 4 right now, guys. Because it's like with the DCEU. The reason it failed is because they rushed everything in the first phase. That's why they're not doing phases. I'm looking forward to the DCU movies of the rest of the year. in October and December, but that's only because DC was too lazy this year to put a summer movie. So they like, nah, we're gonna put Super Pets, yeah, which no, Penis Parker. Ironheart will also have a series. I know Iron Lantern. I know all of this. I already know all the information I need. You got Secret Invasion, Secret Wars, Kang. Got it. Oh, Guardians 3 is coming out next year. I know that. She's not only a female Iron Man, but she's also African American, like Don Cheadle. Yeah, but a girl. So that's different, at least. And she's going to be in Black Panther too. They're setting her up. But with Yelena, I don't care, guys. She could die in her next appearance, and I would have a smile on my face like the Joker. I heard Robert Downey Jr. does not like U.S. Marshals mainly because of his drug addiction. Yeah, but again, that was before he was a name. And it's not a great sequel to The Fugitive. It's a standalone movie. It should have been self-contained. It should have just been its own movie, not a sequel to that. Because you have Tom Lee Jones back. Kylo Ren. No, it's okay. Yeah, and his wife played by Garcelle Beauvais from the Jamie Foxx show and from White House Down. Yeah. Robert probably also hated working on Doolittle because that bombed. And Shocker's in this movie too, but he's a henchman. He's a hench person. He's not a main villain. Yeah. Under the radar. Yes, Marshall is pretty underrated. Yeah, it's not as good as the first one though. The Fugitive is such a good movie, just a little bit too much. Yourself the Shocker. Ooh, you should not have said that. He's like, vaporize me. I'm going to be an upgrade. Yeah, he looks just like Tom Hardy, and it's fun. It's funny how there's actors that look just like another actor, and they're actually American and not a Binto going. Yeah, that's too much, guys. I'm sorry. Venom, they make him too comedic, and Venom is not a comedic character. He's not a Deadpool. He's not a Spider-Man. Thoughts on Men of War? It's a decent movie. I just think there's too many characters in that movie. I'm not a big fan of the actress in the movie. The villain licks her face, which would never be done in an action movie today because, guidelines. Even though I don't care about guidelines in cinema. You vaporize them. Yep. Time to go film Upgrade. And well, no, Prometheus was before this, but yeah. Now you're the Shocker. But Shocker has a mask. He didn't have a mask here. Should have had a mask. It's not that they couldn't afford it. This is a big budget movie. Just saying, in the set photos they showed him with a mask, but they probably took it off because. And this is before COVID. If this was during COVID, I guarantee you'd be wearing a mask. I am. Trevor Goddard was pretty fun as the villain. I actually never realized he was in Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, he passed away many years ago. He was Kano from Mortal Kombat in the original. Man to man, hand to hand. Yeah, him. I do miss him though. Sad what happened to him. Yeah, all three movies and in Infinity War. That's shop class, right? Yeah. That thing it can blow up. It's like a nuke. Also, Shazam Fury of the Gods finally dropped his trailer. Have you watched it? No. I've only seen pics because I don't need to watch it. They're gonna probably show when I go to the theater next week anyway. I mean, in the fall because it's coming out in December, so it's a while. The villains show up in the school, but they're not blowing it up like the lizard did in the Amazing Spider-Man. That looks stupid. That was a dumb scene. The CGI just looks terrible on him. No snout or anything. The scene with Stan Lee's pretty funny because he's listening to headphones. He can't hear a thing that's going on. He was also in Assault on Devil's Island. I haven't seen that movie with Hulk Hogan. I've heard it's mixed things. I don't need 10 people in the chat. I'm fine with 2 people. Because, like I said, my friend Josh has seen this movie already, and I did a podcast for this on Facebook. I just wanted to do another one on YouTube. Even Ninja Turtle stole the ending from Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, it did. And it's stupid. One bad movie stealing from another bad movie. I'm sorry, but those movies were bad. Both of them. Because Ninja Turtle should not be CGI monster Shrek Hulk things. They look terrible. It is. This movie's 5 years old. It still holds up pretty well. It doesn't make my gut hurt like Deadpool, but it's still funny enough. The sequels are way funnier, though. Yep, but a bag of Doritos with a side of Cheetos. That's wearing this mask. Speaking of Billy Blanks, he is in that too. In what? Oh yeah, the Devil's Island. Yeah. He also did 2 movies with Roddy Piper as well. Did the Catholic? Asian girl's cute. Mm-hmm. It is. I'm protesting Disney Plus because you give us all this gay stuff that we didn't ask for, and I'm like, you're like, you got to treat them like people. Why? I have a rainbow right on my freaking T-shirt. That has nothing to do with LGBT because I don't support that. I am not gay. I'm not bisexual. I'm not tranny. I'm not non-binary. I am a heterosexual man. Yeah, I know my identity. Look at me. It's not that freaking hard. Look at me. When a girl looks like this, it's weird. Okay? I need girls with long flowing hair, not this freaking, buzz cut. It looks weird. Unless you're Ellen Ripley, which even that didn't look really good in Alien 3. There's no excuse. Back in Action and Tough and Deadly. Yeah, I haven't seen those movies in a while. Those are fun to direct to video films. So are you going to review some underrated gems? In August, if I can. Please do not disturb. Yeah, so they can hack into the thing. So they're because Uncharted, he sounds just like this, just a little bit older. I'm going to see it when it's on Netflix. Peter makes mistakes here because he's a kiddo. If this was Andrew Garfield, I'd be like, yeah, I expected that. Just saying. 44%, yeah. Super Pets, I'm not seeing that in the theater. Whatever happened to practical blood squibs in movies now? These days, it seems like Hollywood has gotten too lazy now using rather than digital blood. Yeah, digital blood looks awful. It looks like a cartoon. In like 300 and all that, yeah, it looks fake. Ooh, baby. Ow, don't do that again. Men should not be grabbing ass, especially during this pandemic. Mm, that's way too much. Mm. $11 for a candy bar. What is this? A Disney World? The Disney resorts? Because that's how much anything is over there. It's more. It's $11 or more. Yeah, I know. Zoom in on the black girl. Back in the golden era for action movies, back in the '80s and the '90s, it was mostly practical. Yeah, and that's Jennifer Connelly's voice. And by the way, back in the day, action movies had better editing. I could see what's going on. They didn't have to shake the camera or do shaky cam or bad edits or whatever, or put stunt doubles that don't look like the actors. The film was almost half done, so that was great. Some stunt work here. See, if this movie had CGI blood or the other ones, it would look ridiculous. It's not a bad thing to have blood dripping from someone's face in a movie. Fake blood. We don't need like gallons of it flying in the sky like a video game. In an animated movie, it works because it's animation, so it gets away with it. You saw he's scanning their bodies like the Predator. Everything was better back in the day. Yeah, it was. Movies were shorter too. You don't need every action movie to be 2.5 hours, guys. Get to the freaking point already. Hey, One Network, Eddie, what's up? Yeah. No, 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 no. Instant kill. Yeah, he doesn't do instant kill until Avengers Endgame. 576. Yeah, he doesn't use half of them because, like I said, the movie's only about 2 hours. 500 and 576 things. He would need like 10 movies to get all that done. Even with believable, likable, badass action like Stallone, Arnold, and Van Damme, Seagal, and many others in their prime. Yeah. What do you think of Steve Nash? Steve Nash? Who's that? There's the Vulture. Yeah, there's not as much action as you think. It's very rounded. Like it's mostly just him chasing people. It's not bang 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 bang. That's mostly other Marvel characters. I don't know who Steve Nash is. Is he a basketball player or something? Let me see. is a Canadian professional basketball player and former player. He was born in Johannesburg, which is weird. Yeah, I don't know who he is. I barely know who he is. In a post-credit scene in Venom, Let There Be Carnage, where Eddie Brock got teleported into another universe, we thought he was going to fight Spider-Man. I thought he was going to appear in No Way Home and do something. That was funny. Yeah, no, seriously. I didn't. Instead of him licking a TV screen, I wanted him to steal Spidey's symbol. That's why he has a spider symbol that's white. Where is it? Oh yeah, Sony's too scared to be accurate to the comics. That's like if Spidey didn't have one of his symbol right there. He's a spider, and so is Venom. Cardi B, she's overrated. I don't need to see her in films. She's obnoxious in Fast 9. She was not needed. We get it. You're Latina. You don't have to open your mouth. We get it. Okay? B. I saw a kid with this costume on, by the way. When I went to a homecoming in my own college, there was a kid in that spider suit. I loved it. I love showing it. I don't have the picture anymore. It's posted on Facebook, but Spider-Man No Way Home did cop out in the post-credit scene where we not going to get Tom Holland Spider-Man versus Tom Hardy. No, we are going to get it. It's just they copped out with that, and also the other scene is just a scene for Doctor Strange: The Multiverse. Karen, yeah, that's a nice nod to Karen Gillian. Yeah, the boom, yeah, jump rope. That fan feels really good right now. I'm Spider-Man. Yeah, it is. Especially since Miles is not there, and he's a big part of Peter's story arc. Where do you think Miles came from in the game? That Spider-Man game from a couple years back. He's in that game, and then he got his own game a few years ago, and that's getting a sequel on the PS5. I think next year. I want to get a PS5 eventually. There's a Terminator head. Oh no, that's Ultron's head. It looks like a Terminator head. Chitari, you remember the aliens? Yeah, radiation. The sun is radiation. I know because look what happened to my look what happened to my arm. I got a nice tan. I don't want to go out today. It's going to be hot. It's going to be 89. How old were you when you started watching R-rated action movies? Well, in the 90s. I was like 8, maybe, when I saw Terminator 2. I was like 8 years old when I saw it. I was not supposed to see it, but I was able to handle it because I've seen a lot of violent shows, movies, and of course, I played violent video games when I was like 11. So I played Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat 4, etc. So, but it did not screw me up as an adult. I grew up fast because nowadays kids can go from 5 to like 20. I don't get how. Also, isn't a light bulb radiation? I think it is. Yeah, Asian girl. Well, she's like older now. Who was that Asian girl again? Let me check. Oh, that's the Asian woman that was in the Raven. Betty doesn't even do anything in this movie. She's just there. Even in the second movie, they give her too much screen time. Yeah. Cast, right? Built by slaves? Well, most of this country was taken by, by white people. Plus, John Watts is not coming back for the next movie. I'm fine with that. He did 3, and he's taking a break. Venom also could have made the Sinister Six. Yes, but again, Sony is cock teasing. Don't do that. With Miles, I don't want to see him in a cameo. I want him in the next movie. You can't tease it anymore, Sony. If you do, Disney will own your ass, like they did with Fox. You screw up once, they're going to swoop in and buy you and buy all your PS5s. Yeah, they can do that in the snap of a finger because Disney has $6 trillion, guys. Yes, they bombed this year with Lightyear and with their Marvel movies are not making it what they used to, but they're still making a profit despite their setbacks. And they will buy you off if you screw this up. You've done 3 terrible villain movies: Venom, Venom 2, and Morbius. If Kraven the Hunter bombs, you're done. They will buy you. I'm rich. Oh, that's Tiffany Espison, yeah. I got the last dodo. I got the last dodo. No, that's not really her last name. I'm rich. I got the last dodos. Yeah, she just turned 22 this year. Or 23. Yes, sir. He got the last dodo. Yeah, that's great. His little Spidey friend. That drone. Venom also could have made up the... Yeah. Oh, she got married already? That was quick. She started dating him in February 2021 and married him a year later. See? You don't have to wait 10 years. That's crazy that she got married already. I know. That's weird. She's married and she's not even 25 yet. Some people just do not want to wait, do they? Because of the pandemic. More momentum. I like that these action scenes are more grounded. They're not like, a big CGI fest for the whole thing until the third act, Boom. I know this is controversial, but I prefer my Spider-Man movies live action. I do like the animated one. I just don't think it's the greatest thing ever made. People just said that because it was different and it was more deeper. The story was more, it hit more close to home because it's not a big CGI fest until, again, the third act. That's usually what these Marvel movies do, even whether they're animated or live action. This reminds me of the scene in Spider-Man 2 and Superman 2. Remember the theatrical cut of Superman 2 when Lois is in Paris and she's in an elevator shaft? Yeah, that's kind of like this scene. Only in the theatrical cut, not the director's cut. The Richard Donner cut is different. I'm taking my hat off for now. It's giving me a headache. And we're an hour in the movie. That's great. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I like that score. Nice. I can't believe that Tiffany's already married. That's weird. She must have been so young, too. I mean, Sabrina Carpenter's the same age as her, and she's not even dating anybody yet. There it is. Yeah. Hmm. Dun, 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 dun. And Liz never finds out who he is, so there's that. Her father does, but which was what? Yeah, he falls. I love it. Kiss her. Oh no, momentum. What goes up must come down. Oh, Peter, you never change, man. That's great. I love that. Hmm. And Keaton has enough screen time here. He has more screen time than Gore did in Thor: Love and Thunder, and who was completely wasted in a multiverse of madness. Why did you bring back Baron Mordo if you were going to give him nothing to do? He talks to Strange, he betrays him, and then he has one fight, and then you don't see him again. Why did they keep wasting Joel Edgerfor in these movies? I don't know. Maybe Marvel's racist. I have no idea. They give more screen. They give more screen time to. They gave more screen time to freaking what's her face uh in multiverse. They gave more screen time to uh America Chavez than they did because she's like the plot point of the whole movie. Again, yeah, wow, she is phoning it in this movie. Thank you, Spider-Man. What are you, a zombie? Wake up! You know why I prefer that Betty? Elizabeth Banks. Yes, I said it. She's way hotter and she's a better actress than. Yeah. What a robot, man. She's a robot. I never liked her in any of these films. Thank God she only had a cameo in No Way Home, but it could have been cut. Never. No. I, I finished my GED. I had to. I had to. There was no way in hell. There's Captain America. And that's a suit from the first Avengers movie, not the second one or the third one. Web fluid. See, he creates his own web fluid. This is his accent that he does for Thor. Yeah, this is kind of weird. I am Thor. I'm like, yeah, we didn't need to hear your real accent in this movie. It's just weird because Mute it. Mute it for a second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this scene is dumb. Watch. Yeah, that was a dumb scene. He didn't even meet Thor until the Infinity War. Hmm. Did he even meet Thor? I don't remember. No, he didn't. I don't think he meets Thor until like Endgame, and even then, they don't even interact once. There he is. Yep, Donald Glover. Aaron Davis. That's what Miles' father's last name is. Davis. Don't act like he doesn't exist, guys. You can't tease him anymore. What's up, Jay Shads? Like your profile pic. I'm doing Homecoming. We're about halfway through. We're an hour and 10 minutes in, so you can't tease Miles anymore. This was the first Easter egg, the first clue that Miles is going to be in the MCU. Girl, I'm a boy. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's Miles' uncle. Will he come back? I don't know, but Miles needs to be there. They got to give him a grand entrance. All he needs is the headphones. Give him the headphones, a nice entrance, and you're in business. People will cheer. Trust me. You don't need the animation. You don't need the animated version. You need this a new live action version. We know you like bread. Watch it. Listen, listen. Yeah, yeah. Aha! A nephew. Who's his nephew? Miles freaking Morales. Stop acting like he doesn't exist in this. Like, oh, he's only in animation. No, he's done a video game and he's been in a lot of the Spider-Man cartoons before the Into the Spider-Verse came out. So stop acting like he doesn't exist, guys. He does. I bet the kid from Stranger Things is going to get the role or someone like him. Get somebody young. He has to be younger than Peter by a couple years. Yeah. You get better at this part of the job. Yeah. Yeah. In this movie, Donald Glover looks kind of tired. And yeah, again, he played the Prowler. They're trying to pretend that Miles doesn't exist here. This movie was living proof of it, guys. And even in the last movie, he's like, "I thought you were going to be black." Wink, 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 wink. Again, stop winking, Marvel. You're going to get him in the MCU because Tom Holland can't be Spider-Man for 10 more years. We got to have a Miles there to take the mantle. Hell, Miles could have fought Morbius or Craven the Hunter. Stop teasing. Stop having these villains be, no, I'm too nice. I'm not going to kill you today. No, that's not how it works. The Vulture didn't have to kill people to make himself. He killed one person, and it was one of his henchmen. Vulture was one of the best villains. Yeah, because they kept him a villain, Jay Shads. They didn't make him an anti-hero. Yeah, seriously. They mentioned Miles, and I'm like, he's going to show up. He is. Scorpion. Yeah, we didn't see him in the costume yet. I want to see him. No, Karen, stop with the insta kill. He's cute. No, Terrence. Yeah, that's Scorpion. I want to see him in the green suit and everything. You can't cop out anymore, Sony. Give us what we want, or we're gonna abandon you. Morbius is not what we wanted. Some stupid knockoff Blade sequel that could have came out 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You know, Blade came out back in the 90s, right? And it worked because Marvel was not the big name in cinema yet until like X-Men and Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi movies. He's doing a Zoom call with them. Is great. I see why you compared Vulture to Gore from Love and Thunder. They both played by Keaton and Bale. Yeah, both Batman actors, but Keaton's not underused in this movie. He's very intimidating. Even when he's just in the suit, it's scary. They made the Vulture scary. If that was Ben Kingsley in Spider-Man 4 with his big nose and his tan skin, it would have been weird. Because in the comics, Vulture looks like a joke. But here, they made him badass and scary and more robotic, more machine than man. Like Darth Vader, and it was scary. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Vader was scary in that. He wasn't like, oh no! He wasn't that. Yep, there, he hits an Asian guy. Again, is this why it's not on Disney Plus? Because he attacked an Asian guy? This was 5 years ago, guys. Yeah, who's the next Batman's going to be in the MCU? Ben Affleck or Val Kilmer's too old. Clooney? Who knows? There it is. There's his wings. That score for Vulture was also pretty cool. Oh yeah, buddy. And this is like the train scene in Spider-Man 2. Both cuts, but on a boat instead of a train. They allow cars on a boat? Didn't know that. Venom would have missed the point of this movie is that we want jokes that are funny and we want lighthearted humor, not cringe-worthy cartoon Looney Tunes antics, like ticks and no, that's not funny because they did that in The Predator and that didn't work either in 2018. What was it with 2018 having these movies being comedic that didn't need to be comedic, like The Predator and Venom? They didn't need comedy in it. The original Predator was not a comedy. There was an occasional joke, but it wasn't a comedy. Stick around and get to the chopper and also the man, that's a big pussy. Yeah, but it's like one joke. It's not every 5 minutes that they drop a joke. Sometimes you got to leave things the way they are. It's like making an alien movie a comedy. That wouldn't work either. There it is. After this scene is when he gets his suit taken away from him until the end of until the pretty much until the I guess Infinity War or Endgame. Yeah, yeah, because he has the Iron Suit in Endgame, in Infinity War and in Endgame. I'll say Infinity War because he has a suit in Infinity War. Then he changes to the Iron Suit. This scene is awesome. Yeah. No, because he's not strong enough to put the ship back together. He's not Superman. I told Marvel, stop underusing your characters that are side characters. If you're not going to do anything with them, don't put them in the movie. Like the Illuminati, you put them in there just so they can get killed. Granted, Krasinski's cameo was great. That was the best part of the Illuminati. Him and Xavier showing up. But no one gives a shit about Captain Britain. No one cares about freaking the other Captain Marvel that's not going to be in Marvels because she's dead. She was snapped away and died in WandaVision. There's Iron Man. People saw this trailer and they thought it was going to be an Iron Man movie. It's not. It's a Spider-Man's movie. He has enough screen time. Plus, in the last two movies, in the last two movies, Peter had to do it on his own because Tony wasn't there anymore. After Endgame, he died. And this is his Lion King moment. It's good. It's a good movie, man. That scene was intense. Mm. The scene in the car is coming up with Michael Keaton, which is the most intimidating thing he's done since he was Batman. Hmm. And he's still going to be Batman because he's going to be Batman in the Flash movie. Just release it already, guys, next year. Don't delay it anymore, please. I want my Flash movie. Even if it's the end of an era, it will be the end for Ezra Miller, but it will not be the end for Flash. He suffers the same thing Thor did in the first Thor movie when he got his hammer and his armor taken away from him. Oh, I'm here, all right? Yeah. Yep. Yep, the adult is talking. I say that to the hobo. Wink, wink. Yeah, Infinity War. There's a big foreshadowing in Infinity War. Again, Lion King. Yep. I'm nothing without the suit. If you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it. Exactly. Yeah. If you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it. If you were to pick any other actor to play Venom, who would it be? At this point, a professional wrestler, at least he would have the build for Venom. And not be a Bento going, you suck, you suck. That's not funny, guys. That's freaking 90s college humor. That's not funny. You suck. Yeah, your movie does suck. At least Carnage, they should have made him a bloodthirsty killer like in the comics. No, they make him a Southern belle that just has an interracial relationship with some British chick that nobody cares about. Mm-hmm. Peter does that all the time. Hey, Miles is going to do that in the next movie in Across the Spider-Verse. He's sneaking out and going back into the Spider-Verse. And Tom Holland can cry. He cries in all three movies. Even in Endgame, in Infinity War and Endgame, he cries at the end of those. Because in Infinity War, he's like, I don't want to go, and then he disappears. And then in Endgame, he sees Tony die in front of him. I know. He was out in the ocean. After Ezra Miller stars in The Flash and opens up the multiverse for possibility like Batman Beyond, should be replaced by someone. Who is it? Because they're just crazy. Yeah, I said Logan, not Logan Lerman. What's his face? Dylan O'Brien. He would be a great Flash. He looks just like him. You can or get Grant Gustin back. I don't care. Just give him a movie deal. He deserves a film after the Flash TV show ends next year, mercifully, because you're wasting a great character. I'm dressing up as the Flash at Comic-Con to make a point. And I'm going to have a mask over my face so I don't have to cover my nose. Just my mouth. Vince McMahon retired, I know. Finally, he should have done it 10 or 15 years ago. Poor Peter. If you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it. Exactly. Yes, he uses bootleg suit with the goggles from the beginning of the movie that he was wearing. Yeah, they're building the Death Star together. He has time to do other things. Miles' life is not as hectic as Peter's, mainly because he has his parents alive, not his aunt and uncle. He has an uncle around, but in Into the Spider Verse, he lost him because Aaron Davis dies. I mean, he looks like Spawn and Deadpool. And then when he finds out Miles is the new Spider Man, he's like, "What? I tried to kill my own nephew. I didn't want to do that." I'm like, that's what people loved about that movie. It wasn't just the animation; it was also the deep emotional impact that movie left. And I get it. I get it, guys. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray one day. It's a good movie. It's just I like my superhero movies mostly live action. With the animated ones, there's very hit and miss because you have Into the Spider Verse hit. The new Super Pets is going to be a miss. I know, Peter. You don't have to tell us. You like black girls. I do too. That's why he's dating Zendaya now. Lego DC The Flash was good, but what was it? Lego Shazam was good, but it was the villain kind of sucked. Lego Batman, awesome. But what was an animated what was it? Another DC or Marvel movie that was animated? I forgot. There's not that many because the DC had a ton of their direct-to-video stuff that was not good, like Son of Batman or Batman versus Robin, or The Killing Joke was mixed for me. Vince can say the N-word now, but he fires Hulk Hogan for saying it. Yeah. After this, I got to take a shower because I got to go to the theater tomorrow. A corsage. Yeah, I don't like wearing a tie. I'm not a tie guy. Yeah, you can use the internet for everything now. It's handsome. See, I can say that, and I'm not gay. So, what do you think of modern PTA? PTA. I can honestly relate to Spider-Man because I'm also a teen. Yeah, exactly. When I saw Sam Raimi's movie, I was a teen. By the time Amazing came out, I was already in my 20s, so it was too little too late. This twist, I didn't see it coming. He opens the door. Who answers? Not Liz. Not Liz's mother. The Vulture. I was like, what? People were like, what a twist. And people were laughing. See, I like to make people laugh in the theater. Paul Thomas Anderson has made that great of a film since The Master. Yeah, that was great. That's like, he's the villain he's the father of Liz Allen. What a twist. People were laughing in the theater so loud. Because, like I said, who says that? M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalan would not make a twist this good near the end of the movie in the third act. What do you think about the ridiculous dancing in Morbius? It's cringeworthy. It's Matt Smith, a former Doctor Who, dancing shirtless. I'm like, first of all, I'm not gay, Matt Smith. Second, you got abs just so you could dance in a stupid Morbius movie? You're having fun in a bad movie. It's like when Arnold was trying to have fun in Batman and Robin. It's terrible. He's like, hey, Pedro. Yeah, I love that name because Pedro Pascal is my hero. I love Mandalorian, guys. Yeah, he's holding a knife. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh my God, you're Batman. Yeah. Pale. Yeah. No, he is old enough to drink because Tom Holland is in his 20s. Nummy. Yes. Really good. He can't even look at her. It's like, your father is Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, and it got overshadowed by something like Sonic. Which one? What do you think of athletes appearing on Disney or Nickelodeon shows? It depends. What got overshadowed by Sonic? I don't know. Morbius? Yeah. Nickelodeon's a washed up network. It is. It's not the same. I watch Paramount Plus now because they have the old stuff there, the good stuff. See, he has a black wife and they don't dwell on it. Because again, the MCU is a lot more open minded than you think. If people can't handle that, then they're racist, okay? If you can't handle an interracial couple, if it's not for you, fine. But saying that you can't allow that is wrong. Take pictures. Sophomore. That's what I think. Miles is a sophomore in Into the Spider Verse. When do you think Black Panther 2 will have the Chadwick tribute in the film? In the first 30 minutes, they're gonna have memorials of him. They're gonna say, rest in peace, T'Challa. We miss you. People are gonna be crying in the theater. I know it. I miss him. I miss him a lot. The movie's not even out yet, and I'm already missing him. I saw the some of the clips, and I'm like, man, Bozeman, the MCU is not the same without you, man. It's not the same. But I don't want to cry again, guys. This is not the podcast for that. I already did that several times this year. I'm gonna cry when I see the movie. Yeah, probably. A lot of windows. See, he's putting two and two together. Hey, Batman could do that. He's the world's greatest detective. What do you think people are hating on Phase 4? Because they rushed everything. Because of the pandemic, they had to pile movies on top of each other. That's why we got so many last year and this year. But thankfully, we have a whole year next year for the MCU to breathe. After Black Panther, we don't have another movie till February. Yeah, February is the next one. They switched the Marvels and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania so that it could come out first. Those are going to be good. We're mostly just getting sequels, no more origin stories. Yeah, this is when he's trying to get Peter. He's trying to worm him out. I think Phase 5 and 6 looks better. It has to be. We're not going to get an Eternals 2. It's not on the slate, and Yelena's not going to come back. And if she does, trust me, she's going to get destroyed by Kang or Galactus or whatever. Trust me, she's not even going to be a factor. She ain't even a people. Partner and nice rewatch for Homecoming. I adore Homecoming. Yeah, it's a big favorite of a lot of people from 2017. It was my second favorite movie that year, behind Guardians 2 because I loved Guardians 2. I laughed way more in that. This is the great. This is a great scene. No Way Home is the best Spidey movie. It's a great film. It is. Important than family. Yeah. Again, that. Yeah. Again, Fast and the Furious it has to hammer that in every movie. It's about family. We get it. Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite though because that has the best villain. I'll kill you. It's like ooh. I love this movie more than the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. Yeah. When he shows up in the Flash, trust me, that's going to get a huge reaction. And I'm not going to go see it at the Alamo Draft House. Screw the Alamo Draft House. I don't need my theaters to be like this. Yay. No, I want to hear, woo! Yeah, baby! I want to hear that in the theater. Not a bunch of drunk people that don't know how to react to a movie anymore. They think a movie is just a bunch of images on a screen. No, it's an experience, man. It's a life-changing experience, especially with the right movie. I know it was for me when I saw the Avengers for the first time. Yeah. How do you think I got my YouTube name? It's like I take these socks off. Yeah, so you give her the finger. Like, ha! Love-hate relationship in this one. %60. It's almost done. The movie is like 90 minutes in. We're closing to the third act, which is a good third act because the villain doesn't die here. They took most from Spider-Man 3. What do you think of modern Doug Walker and modern Jeremy Jahns? Jeremy Jahns, I'm not a fan of anymore. He grew his beard out. He looks weird, and he's not as funny as he used to be. Doug Walker, I still like his stuff. His Morbius review was pretty fun. Yep, he left her flat. I gotta wear my bootleg suit now because Tony took my suit away from me. That basically is Miles' costume, except it's red and blue, not black. Jeremy Jahns went downhill after the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, it's like he lost his smile or something. The same thing with Chris Stuckman. He's boring now. I watch his old stuff because it's like he's just too serious. You got to have fun a little bit, show a personality. But damn, see, Shocker has basically a cameo in this movie. He's a henchman. At least Shocker was in one of these movies, but we haven't seen a lot of Spider-Man villains. We haven't seen the Rhino done well. We haven't seen Hobgoblin. Show him. Don't make him a villain. Don't make a villain movie with him. You're the only movie reviewer who not changed a lot. No, because I'm not going to change. People unsubscribed from Doug Walker after The Wall. No, I didn't, because I like some of his Spider-Man reviews are fun. And also his crew, Tamara and Malcolm, they actually try. Yeah, because like I said, some people are just living in the past. I will never do that. I live for the present because there is no time like the present, even though the present is really grim right now. Why are you doing a Batman voice? He took his dad's car. Peter, you just committed Grand Theft Auto. Well, he's a kid, so he wouldn't get charged as an adult. Again, it's a superhero movie. I can forgive a lot of its flaws. You know, I can suspend my disbelief. This is a kid that flew on a plane and didn't die. You know, twice. He was on something flying. He's like, I need to guard your car. He's doing the Batman voice. At least Robert Pattinson's voice was not annoying. It wasn't. Have you heard the song called Hero from Nickelback? Yes. It's amazing. A hero will save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. It's a great song at the end of Spider-Man. This score is great. Did Peter actually said in this film, why are you doing a Batman voice? No, it sounds... Oh, yeah, like... You saw? I love these movies so much, but Eternals didn't even feel like a Marvel movie. It felt like a empty DC movie from like the 90s or the early 2000s. And people say Superman Returns was boring. That had heart. That had color. That had a performance from Brandon Routh that was honoring a fallen comrade. What did Eternals do? It bored me to death. What did you think of movie reviews from Angry Video Gamer? Oh, he's still fun to watch, and Angry Joe cracks me up. Are you out of your mind? Yeah, he just yells. He's still Angry Joe, mostly. When he yells, it's just great. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Thor's magic belt. We saw the Stormbreaker in Infinity War, and in the new Thor movie. And like I said, these movies connect. The DCU has not connected since Justice League because everything got separated. After that, it's like they had to go back to the drawing board, and then you had Aquaman, which is awesome. Then you had Shazam, which is also awesome. But then you had three... Yeah, this is great. I was looking at In a Marvel movie that's not PG, that's not R. In Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo tells Raphael, "You're doing a Batman voice." Yeah, that was stupid. Because again, the Nolan movies were big at that time in the 2010s, but now they're not because you got the Batman, which is better than the Dark Knight Rises. It's shorter, it's really long, but like I said, the Riddler was scary. He didn't do a stupid Bane voice. George Lucas is a freaking legend, man. No matter what he's done in the past, he's still better than Kathleen Kennedy because at least he made Star Wars, not her. He made it, not her. She made Star Wars worse, and I'm like, we don't need her anymore. When Ahsoka comes out, please retire, or please get fired. Hey, Pete, what's up? Oh, this scene made my friend cry. Parker, this is for you, man. I'm gonna share this with you on Facebook because this made you emotional. Trust me. Whatever you make a movie makes you feel, it's okay to feel, man. He's great, even though people hate on him that he's a good guy. Have you ever heard the song called "We're About to Blame" from Sum 41? No. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, this movie got a lot of applause when it was over, and Far From Home, and No Way Home. Hmm. So people, they don't care like us. They don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've been there. People only hate George Lucas because of the prequels, but I enjoy the prequels, despite their flaws. They didn't ruin my life like the Force Awakens almost ruined my life, guys. If I didn't see Deadpool, I would probably be a non-binary too. That's what I felt like after I saw that. Because the female in that movie just sucks. Even Tom Holland couldn't make her look good. Yeah, this scene was great because it's from the comics where he's trapped in rubble. Spider-Man was the first Marvel character I ever fell in love with when I was a kid. Before Iron Man, Blade, and the Deadpool and all these other characters. No matter who owns them, Sony, Fox, or Marvel, it doesn't matter. They were a big part of my life. There's a lot of Spider-Man villains that will never get an old movie. Black Cat is an anti-hero. She starts as a villain, but she's also Spider-Man's on and off again relationship love interest. Oh, this is the part. It's like, oh no, I'm stuck. It's a great scene. This is a great, powerful scene, man. Because he can't get out, and yes, it's emotional because he's helpless. He should have killed them, but again, a problem with Eternals is it was rushed and it was boring. It's like the scene in World Trade Center when they're trapped in the building after the World Trade Center got attacked. Vulnerability, guys. I never got that with Andrew Garfield. He cries like a bitch and he puts his lip down like this. This is a great image of him and the half of his face is Spider-Man. That's great. That's straight out of the comics. Oh my god, that line is still powerful to this day. Come on, Peter. Come on, Spider-Man. Mm. It's a good scene, man. It's a good scene. And he gets out by himself without superpowers, without like force powers or whatever. If this is the hobo, she would have gotten out in 2 seconds. awesome. That scene, I clapped in the theater. People were like on edge because he's buried in rubble. I have never felt that feeling before of helplessness where I'm stuck and I can't get out underground. No, and I live in a basement. For crying out loud, I sleep in a basement. So this is as low as you can go in a house. But problem with Eternals, it was rushed. Yeah, and the thing is, Eternals was just boring. The characters were boring. The romance was boring. The action was boring. Yes, the action was dull. How many people do you know that liked the Amazing Spider-Man 2? A few, but it was too much. It's too long. This movie's almost 2 hours, but it's not 2.5 hours. The Last Jedi was 2.5 hours and didn't need to be. That should have been 2 hours and 5 minutes or an hour and 55 minutes. You know, the reason Empire Strikes Back was great was not because it was too long, because it's an epic story. Last Jedi couldn't touch Empire Strikes Back. It just couldn't. It just was never going to be that epic scale. That was a movie made for its time. Rushing these Star Wars movies every 2 years, it failed. These movies, it did not. Every 2 years made a benefit. Even the pandemic couldn't stop Spidey last year. Because COVID can't stop everything. Life will always find a way. Yeah, Tinkerer's not really... He's a side villain that just... He's the tech guy, basically. The Tinkerer. He's not like a... yeah, I'm gonna kill Spidey. Except for me, because I liked Electro. Electro was much better in the Amazing... in Spider-Man No Way Home, because he wasn't a cartoon. Him going... It's my birthday and I'm going to light my candles. That was too much. That is Mr. Freeze, Batman and Robin territory. Of course, life finds a way. It always does. Even in the darkest hour, even during a pandemic and monkeypox. I'm still here, guys. Still here. The worst Spider-Man movie is Venom. I can't count that as a Spider-Man movie. He's not in the film. They don't even mention him. They don't mention Peter at all. It's not even in the same city. Venom is from freaking San Francisco, not New York City. Because with some of the MCU shows that are coming out next year, like Echo, I don't care about Echo. She's a freaking character that does sign language. What does that have to do with the MCU? You're trying to force disabled people in the MCU? That's a spin-off, honestly. It is, and it's a lame spin-off, too. Arc reactors. At least in No Way Home, they didn't have to mention Tony again. They have this technology, but that's about it. That's all you needed. He's dead, guys. Let him rest in peace. Don't spit on his legacy. Ironheart is going to carry on Tony's tradition because they're probably going to show Tony's picture. Echo, are you talking about the same deaf lady from Eternals? No, that was deaf Flash female. I'm talking about the deaf chick that was in Hawkeye. Didn't care about her. Sorry, I thought she was boring. She was one of those added characters that was just there because Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye lost some of his hearing during Endgame. You know, he lost a lot of his hearing when he was battling in Age of Ultron and Endgame. This movie should be on Disney Plus. It should be there. I don't know why it's not. The engine. The deaf chick from Eternals, I don't even know what her name was. But we don't need another deaf chick. What's next? You're going to have someone blind? Someone that can't talk? That's not deaf, they're mute? You're going to have somebody that's missing a limb? No, I don't need that. You don't have to put a charity case as a freaking character in a Marvel movie. We have enough already. We already got Moon Knight and he's mental. How many Bay films do you like? The first two Bad Boys films. I do like The Island. I haven't seen Pain and Gain yet. The first Transformers is okay, but it's not great. It should have been better. And I'm not a fan of the sequels. There it is, Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York. Ironheart should definitely carry Tony Stark's torch, considering he made a noble sacrifice in Endgame. Yeah, there's the parachute tower in New York City. I have one. I have a Christmas ornament of that. There's Coney Island, guys. Luna Park, formerly Astroland, where I used to live. Michael Bay is a solid filmmaker. He's making when he's not making big budget movies. Well, I didn't see his recent film. There's the Thunderbolt. He's not, his recent movie Ambulance. I skipped it because it was too long in the theater. I'll just wait till I can stream it in August because August is 31 days. 2 hours in, almost an hour and 51 minutes. I'm gonna skip the end credits so we could get to the post credit scenes faster. Because this isn't the theater where I have to sit through the entire end credits. No, at home I fast forward, or if you watch it on Disney Plus, you can skip the end credits completely. I like The Rock and 13. Yeah, The Rock was good. I did like The Rock. I've only seen it once though. It was very long. 13 hours I didn't because it's a war movie and I'm like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. I like that there's no sound here because he can't hear. He just fell. Hey, Pedro. Yeah, I love this. Yes, sir. I saw the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show, and I definitely got nostalgia moments. Yeah, I cried when last time I did a podcast for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie because it was the only good one I got. Because Turbo sucks, and that 2017 movie hurt me. He's good at what he does, but if we're film reviewers, there not that great. I don't know what that means, Darius, but you got to spell things out a little better next time. See, he doesn't kill the villain here. He stops him, but he doesn't kill him because they had to waste him in Morbius. At least Michael Keaton was better here than in the RoboCop remake. I can save you. What do you think of RPO? I don't know what RPO is. I have no idea what that is. It's almost 12 o'clock. Yeah, he didn't die though. Peter only tries to kill one villain, and that's the Green Goblin in the third movie. Hey, wait, um, I saw the episode of Forever Red from Power Rangers Wild Force, and it was amazing. Well, I haven't seen it. Ready Player One's a good film. I haven't seen it because I don't like the cast. I really don't. I'm sorry. I like this cast way better. I'll take a Tom Holland any day over Ty Sheridan. He has his moments, but Olivia Cook, no, thank you, sir. At least Vulture didn't kill his aunt. No, that would have been too soon, and Peter couldn't be alone until the next one, until two movies later in his trilogy, where Green Goblin does it, and it's a really pretty brutal death. There's blood in that movie. It's not. These movies are not for kids. Into the Spider Verse is a kids movie. This is not. Or Far From Home, No Way Home, and the next movie. Yep, there it is. The wanted, the no, found flying vulture guy, Spider Man. There it is, the Cyclone. It's like the ending of Spider Man 2 when he's. What do you think of Uncharted? I'm going to see it next month. They announced a Thunderbolts movie. The Thunderbolts are a team of Marvel villains, so they're basically the Suicide Squad. Just do it right. That's all I ask. No perfect. It's not going to be perfect. Just do it. Yeah, she has to move away. Yes, Betty hugging a character that she barely saw in the movie. Hey, John, what's up? How was your weekend? It was fine. Homecoming is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. This movie and the PS4 game were a great comeback for him. Yeah, and then there was the Miles game that came out a few years ago. That's far from New York City. Yeah, he's going to be with another black girl in the next film anyway. So, and I did Far From Home already, so I don't have to redo that. I did it twice by myself and my friend Josh. So, we were talking about our fan theories. Going into the multiverse. Have you seen the Avengers game clips from it? But I haven't played it because I heard it was terrible. Michelle Jones, not Mary Jane. Wink, wink. Avengers Endgame, yeah. Yeah, they call her MJ, but it's a nod to Mary Jane. It's not. They didn't make Mary Jane black because then people are like, what? The game is not terrible. It's just way too repetitive. Yeah, I've heard. It's just and also Miss Marvel's there instead of Captain Marvel. So say what you will, but happy, 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 joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Yep, he flushed the toilet. The worst movie this year is Ice Age Adventure. It's one of the worst I've seen this year. I don't know if it's anything's gonna top it, but it's one of the worst. There we go. Almost done. We're almost done, guys. Just a few more minutes. Yeah, this movie's basically 2 hours if you don't count the end credits. Cheaper Brothers Does Reboot's worse. I haven't seen it because it's woke, and I don't want. I'm done with Disney Plus's wokeness this year. Oh yeah, buddy. A. And we know that 5 and 6 are not going to be better than the first four Avengers movies, but I'll give it a chance. As long as Yelena's not the leader, I'm fine. I'll live. Kiss my ass, Russian. The next saga after Infinity Saga is the multiverse. Yeah, I know. In the cosmic era, Phase 4 and 5. I do like Gwyneth Paltrow's cameo here. That's great. It connects to the first Iron Man movie. Yeah. How many Monorama references do you like? Not any of them. His last one was Dark Phoenix, and that was like 3 years ago, before the pandemic, before everything changed. On his versions, Peter Parker took a lot of inspiration from the Ultimate. Yeah, I know. And I saw that cartoon. I saw some of that. And the Ultimate comics. The Ultimate Spider-Man comics and the Ultimate Spider-Man comics are some of my favorites. That's cool. The Iron Spider suit. Oh yeah. Was it F? Yeah, I didn't see Dark Phoenix. That's on Disney Plus, but not this. How? I saw Iron Man 2, and in my opinion, I think it's pretty underrated, and I enjoy. Yeah, it's a because 3. I didn't like the supporting cast. They annoyed me. Like I said, the villain was underused. I hated freaking Rebecca Kaufman to send as the Tony's ex, and I also didn't like the other girl. I mean, I didn't like what's his name, Guy Pearce. He was terrible. Him breathing fire, he was stupid. 70%. I know. Hmm. Yep, I'll see you in Infinity War, which I did a podcast for. I just got to do Endgame. This is a nice cameo. We haven't seen her in a while. The Homecoming suit and the Iron Spider suit are some of my favorite suits to use in the 2004 game, the PS4 game. Yep. Wink, wink. Yes, sir. 2008, the year that the MCU started, with Iron Man and with Incredible Hulk. Another movie that's not on Disney Plus. Shame on you, Universal. You don't want to share, do you? The Disaster Artist, I haven't seen it yet. He's been carrying Star Wars for the past since 2019, so because Kathleen Kennedy screwed everything up. Favreau has creative control. That's why he was able to do Mando well twice already in 2 seasons and in Book of Boba Fett. So suck it, Kathleen Kennedy. I love this. This reveal is great because people didn't expect this. This subverted expectations. This belongs to you, Tony Stark. The movie's over 2 hours, but not 2.5. He takes his mask off and she's right behind him. What the yeah. Yeah, there it is. That was Spider-Man Homecoming. How many Conjuring films have you seen? Just the first one. Let's skip this. We only have so much time. It's 2 hours and 3 minutes. So, with the end credits, it's 2 hours and like 10 minutes of end credits. This is like Into the Spider Verse. The animations. Gotta skip this because it's got some copyrighted music. So, Favreau, Gwyneth Paltrow, and a cameo. I don't know why she was. They put her like her name after like the main crowd. Joaquin Woodbine, Tim Daly, Marissa Tomei, and Robert Downey Jr. and the rest. Michael Mando? Really? There's a guy named Mando? Here we go. And a guy named Pascal. Yeah. There's the symbol. That was great. Here's the first post credit scene with Scorpion and the Vulture. This was a good post credit scene. The second one was kind of lame, but what do you want? not every second post credit scene is going to change the world. Fantastic Four is confirmed. Yes, I know. I already know all the Marvel news. If I knew he was, he'd be dead or be dead. Hmm. See, this was a good post-credit scene. Take that, Morbius. Little Sims is a good kid. It's just that he should be watching things that are close to his age, like this movie, because this is PG-13, not R. But him seeing Deadpool, yeah, I already did Deadpool and Deadpool 2. I got to do Logan, but gotta hear. I'm gonna do it in August. I got plenty of movies to see in August. This was one I wanted to get it over with because it's so long, but it's fine. It's a great movie. Are you gonna do a commentary for No Way Home? When I get the Blu-ray, I will. And on a side note, I saw the trailer for John Wick Chapter 4. That's going to be awesome. The first three movies were some of the best action R-rated movies done by several different directors, but done well. A stuntman directed, I think, the first film, and he did a great job. Here we go. We're passing all these 10 minutes of credits, and then this post-credit scene with Cap. And there. Just leave it there. Because, I got to go take a shower. But thanks for watching, guys. And take care. My next podcast, I think, is going to be in 2 days. I need a day off tomorrow. I'm going to the theater again to see Trolls World Tour. So, yes, sir. Still did better here than in Lightyear. What did you think of Leah? She's cool. It's a cool mom, and she's fun. Trust me. I know the feeling. Black Widow was that. Oh, that's it. Spider-Man will return. We know. In Infinity War, Endgame, and in the last movie. Sony, but you got to relinquish the rights, man. I'm telling you. Because if you keep doing this, you're gonna tease Miles, and then we'll never get him. We'll get him in Phase 10. I don't want him in Phase 10. I want him in the next couple years. Stop teasing him. Because Sony could do a movie without without Marvel. It's just that they keep doing these lame duck villain movies that no one asked for. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. That's Homecoming. Finally did it. I did Far From Home already, so the next one's No Way Home once I get it physically. There's the disc. Thanks for watching. Spidey rules right there, right? So thanks for watching. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye. End.